Before lions ruled the savanna, before humans drew borders on maps, Africa already had a perfect team hunter, the African wild dog. At first glance, they look chaotic. Big round ears, patchy coats with no two patterns the same, long legs built for running, not fighting. But that messy design is exactly what makes them deadly efficient. Their bodies are light, their lungs are large, and those huge ears help them stay cool while running for kilometers under the sun. What truly sets them apart is their society. Wild dogs don't hunt alone, they live as a family. Every pack is built around cooperation. Older dogs help raise pups, injured members are fed first, and no one eats until everyone eats. National Geographic often calls them one of the most social carnivores on Earth, and that's not an exaggeration. When they hunt, that teamwork turns into precision. They don't rely on ambush or brute strength. They run their prey down, working together, communicating constantly. Because of this, their hunts succeed roughly 8 out of 10 times, far higher than lions or hyenas. But this success didn't protect them. According to IUCN range maps, wild dogs once roamed most of sub-Saharan Africa. Today, habitat loss, disease, and conflict with humans have erased them from huge parts of that range. This is the story of a species built to win and pushed to the edge anyway. For many people on the ground, the disappearance of African wild dogs wasn't something they read about in a report. They watched it happen. Older rangers in northern Uganda still remember a time when painted wolves were part of everyday patrols. They talk about hearing high-pitched calls at dawn or finding tracks cutting across the grasslands. Then, slowly, those signs stopped appearing. Years of conflict changed everything. Wildlife protection collapsed, poaching increased, diseases spread from domestic dogs. As farms expanded and people moved back into the land, wild dogs were often seen as a threat and killed before anyone asked questions. By the early 2000s, they were considered gone from places like Kidepo. Not relocated, not hiding, just gone. For nearly 2 decades, there were no confirmed sightings, an entire predator erased from local memory. Then, in 2023, something unexpected happened. Rangers in Kidepo reported seeing wild dogs again. No release event, no announcement, just tracks, sightings, and eventually photographs. Where did they come from? Were they survivors from a hidden population or dispersers crossing borders from neighboring countries? No one had clear answers, only proof that the land hadn't forgotten them. That moment became a turning point, not a victory yet, but a question hanging in the air. If wild dogs could return once, could they return for good? Bringing African wild dogs back is not as simple as opening a gate and hoping for the best. When it works, it's because every step is planned and measured. One of the clearest success stories comes from Gorongosa National Park. After years of civil war wiped out much of the park's wildlife, conservation teams reintroduced African wild dogs using a science-first approach. According to a peer-reviewed study published on PubMed, the dogs were carefully selected, health-checked, and fitted with radio collars before release. Researchers tracked where they moved, whether packs stayed together, and most importantly, whether pups survived. The results were encouraging. Packs established territories, reproduced, and raised pups successfully. Survival rates improved over time, showing that with the right conditions, wild dogs can reclaim lost ground. But Gorongosa is not luck, it's method. In South Africa, conservationists use a managed metapopulation system known as Wild Dog Advisory Group, South Africa. Small, fenced reserves act like stepping stones. Dogs are moved between them to maintain healthy genetics, avoid inbreeding, and reduce conflict with people. Every translocation involves disease screening, quarantine, and carefully timed releases. Some attempts fail, packs split, individuals disappear. Rewilding is slow, expensive, and risky, but when done right, it works. And that matters because this is how a species fights its way back from the edge. The return of African wild dogs is real, but it is also fragile. Science is clear about what success actually means. A reintroduction is not successful just because animals are released. According to peer-reviewed research published in PLOS ONE, success is measured by 4 hard criteria. Adults survive long-term, packs reproduce, young dogs live past their first year, and animals disperse naturally without spreading disease or getting wiped out by conflict. Miss any one of those, and the project can quietly fail. That's why rewilding only works when protection continues after the cameras leave. Wild dogs need connected land, disease control for domestic dogs, and rapid response teams when conflict with people starts. Without that, even the strongest packs collapse. So what actually helps? Governments need to protect wildlife corridors instead of isolating parks like islands. Veterinary programs must vaccinate domestic dogs around reserves. Conservation funding has to support long-term monitoring, not just dramatic release events. And viewers matter more than they think. Supporting science-based organizations, choosing ethical wildlife tourism, and sharing accurate stories keeps pressure where it belongs, on systems, not animals. African wild dogs don't need saving by emotion. They need patience, planning, and accountability. Their comeback is possible, but only if humans don't walk away once the headline fades. This is not a story about victory. It's a story about effort. The future of African wild dogs now depends less on the wild and more on us, on the choices humans make after the cameras turn off. This is not the end of their story. It's the moment where the story is decided. This is not a story about victory. It's a story about effort. The future of African wild dogs now depends less on the wild and more on us, on the choices humans make after the cameras turn off. This is not the end of their story. It's the moment where the story is decided.